Hey everybody, it's Pastor Kurt, Lost Sheep Ministries. Beautiful, beautiful day here. I pray that you all are having a wonderful day as well. And I ask that you all keep those people that are down in Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, that you keep them in your prayers after all this weather that just went through with that hurricane. You know, today is the day the Lord has made. I love it. I'm very excited because Fran and I have come up with some different. We're going on a different path with our life and our ministry, and this is something that we've been praying about for a long time now. And I think that God has finally said for us to kind of step out in faith on this, and it's been it's trying. Let me put it that way for us, because we like comfortable things. We all do, but well, let me get right into the verse that I want to use today, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. And I'm going to Matthew 4:18 through 20. Let me get my old man glasses on. Here we go. You can see again. And Jesus, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brothers, Simon, called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." They immediately left their nets and followed him. Well, there's a lot of verses in the Bible that says stepping out in faith, but I'm using that one because the things that we have to do sometimes takes a great leap of faith. And it's funny because all we need is a little faith, but we have to be able to have that faith in order to let God and work through us. And Jesus is with us through every step of this stepping out of our comfort zone. When I first got out of the world and into God, it was a different world for me. I didn't know anybody. I had friends that were followers of Christ and all, but they didn't know that I was out of the world. And then I had all those people that were out in the world and looking at me kind of strange. So I felt kind of out in nowhere lands. And sometimes that's how we feel when we step out in faith. We don't know exactly what to expect, but what we do know is that God is there. He was there before we took that leap, before we stepped out of our comfort zone. I feel that we, as followers of Christ, have to do that more often. We see things, and we don't step toward the glory of God through our stepping out in faith. We might be in a church, and they might be calling for volunteers and everything. We don't feel comfortable doing anything that's out of our norm. And when we get into that point, then are we really doing what God is calling us to do, or are we just going to stay normal? I'm not a normal person. Fran and I like to consider ourselves, when we went to this church, it's Fountain of Life. When we were going to the New Ellington branch, we called ourselves uncommon. And we were uncommon people for an uncommon time. And I think that's how we have to look at things. We don't have to be common. We don't have to do everything that, is normal. Sometimes you got to be a little abnormal. People that know Fran and I know us as pretty strange sometimes, because we have fun. We'll sit there and just start laughing at each other, or or start talking over each other in such a way that it's hilarious to see. Sometimes, I mean, it's just the way that we are. And I think that's what God is saying to us. Sometimes we have to be a little funny. We have to be a little out there. We have to be a little outrageous to keep people closer to God. Now, that doesn't say that I'm going to drag somebody in, or that we're going to drag somebody in to God. But what it's saying is that we can have fun while we're planting those seeds. And we're not going to plant the seeds from sitting in a church pew and just sitting there. I just don't believe it. I think that we have to outreach. I think that we have to get out and into the world, be where they are, meet them where we're needed, at their need. As Fran says, we have to go to their needs. We have to meet them at their needs, not at ours. When we do that, we're stepping out. We're stepping out of faith. We're stepping out of our comfort zone, and it's actually a good feeling. It can give you peace, or it can be very nerve-wracking. And like I said, over the last couple of weeks, there have been some nerve-wracking days, considering what we're going to go through. I'm not going to go into what the next move is for us, because we're still working some things out. But that we will be announcing some exciting stuff coming up for the ministry and for our lives, and I'm looking forward to every bit of it. Anything that you guys feel that you need, you can contact Fran or myself. We're always available. We thrive on trying to encourage people, or just listening to what you're going through. We're not here to judge you for things, but maybe we can guide you into a scripture or something that might lead you where you need to be. Sometimes a new set of ears to hear and a mouth to speak can be all that you need. But we're here for you. Just remember that. And, I want you all to remember that what God has put us here for. It's not for ourselves. It's for Him. It's to bring people closer to the kingdom, to bring them into the glory, and to show them what mercy and grace is all about. It sounds like I'm rambling on a little bit today, and I am. A couple of reasons is tomorrow night I'm going to have to. I get to do something that I love to do, and that is I get to give a message to people that are. I want to serve, and these people need to be served. These are homeless people, or people that are in a program, but it's something that I thrive on because they give me my strength through Christ, because I'm able to serve them. This is one of those things that our ministry is really about. And the more that you get to know about Fran and me and our ministry, I think the more that you can see where our personalities are and where we are coming from, for our feeling for our fellow man. That's the other thing, is that I don't expect, we've never expected anything from anybody except for prayers. And if you're available to come help us when we're doing our outreach, it would be more than, we would love it. That's all I can say. We're going to be finding out a little bit more about how we're going to do this next week. I'm meeting with a couple of other people to kind of set up how we're going to be able to do the outreach. We've had some issues because of the COVID and other things. So, just keep looking forward to telling you more and more about what's going on in our little piece of the world, and how thankful I am that you're all out there. Like I said, I'm just rambling on today because I feel good, and I feel peace, and I feel loved, and that has a lot to do with my wife. I mean, she has been my strength, through Christ. don't get me wrong, God is first. God's always first. But she is my strength here on earth. She listens to what I have to say. And I go back and forth. I've been going back and forth about certain things for the last 2 years. And, it just about drives her crazy. But she's always standing by me. And she's always there to, kind of pull me back in sometimes. And say, you got to go do this. And, even when I'm not feeling right about it. But she's always been there for me. And I want to just, give the shout out to her because she deserves it. She is the glue that holds me together sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to give her a hard time, and I do. I tease her a lot, but she takes it, which is even more reason that I love her. But as I'm saying, I love you all. Keep us all in your prayers. Anything that you want to know about us or the ministry or anything else, like I said, contact us and just keep listening because there is going to be some news coming up and I think you're going to like it. Love you all, and I'm praying for you all, and I'm praying that you all have a very blessed weekend. And as always, this is Pastor Kurt saying, see ya.